Most people assume businesses want one thing above all else: completely satisfied customers, happy customers, loyal customers, customers who love the product so much they never complain again. And on the surface, that sounds true. Every company talks about customer satisfaction. Every brand claims to care about customer experience. Businesses constantly advertise convenience, quality, and service improvements. But underneath all the marketing, there's a strange reality hiding inside modern business strategy. Many companies do not actually want you fully satisfied. They want you satisfied enough to stay, but not satisfied enough to stop engaging, upgrading, spending, or returning. And once you start noticing this, you begin seeing it everywhere. Subscription services, fast food, streaming platforms, airlines, retailers, apps, luxury brands, social media companies. Because modern business models often depend less on fully solving customer problems and more on keeping customers continuously inside the system. The biggest reason for this comes down to one simple fact: a perfectly satisfied customer often stops generating growth. Think about it. If a customer buys one product and never needs anything else, the business relationship becomes limited. But if customers constantly want upgrades, improvements, new features, premium tiers, add-ons, subscriptions, or replacements, revenue keeps growing. That changes how businesses design products and services. Instead of maximizing final satisfaction, many companies optimize for ongoing engagement. That's a very different goal, and it quietly shapes much of the modern economy. One of the clearest examples is the subscription business model. Streaming services don't just want you happy, they want you continuously watching. Social media apps don't want you fully fulfilled, they want you continuously scrolling. Retail brands don't want you feeling complete, they want you continuously shopping. Because many modern businesses depend on recurring behavior, not one-time satisfaction, and recurring behavior is far more profitable. That's why companies increasingly focus on customer retention instead of customer completion. The goal is not always to finish the relationship. The goal is to extend the relationship indefinitely. And technology made this strategy far more powerful than ever before. Modern companies collect enormous amounts of behavioral data. They know how often customers buy, when customers lose interest, what triggers repeat purchases, what creates emotional attachment, what causes cancellations. That allows businesses to carefully engineer systems that keep consumers engaged without necessarily making them fully satisfied. In fact, many companies discovered something fascinating. Small amounts of dissatisfaction can actually increase engagement. If a product feels slightly incomplete, customers keep searching for upgrades. If entertainment platforms leave people wanting more, users keep returning. If apps create intermittent rewards, engagement increases dramatically. This psychological pattern appears everywhere in modern business, and social media platforms may be the clearest example. Most people don't leave social media feeling fully satisfied. In fact, many users feel mentally exhausted after long scrolling sessions. But platforms aren't optimized for fulfillment, they're optimized for attention retention. The goal is keeping users inside the system as long as possible. That's why feeds never truly end. Notifications constantly appear, algorithms continuously refresh content. Because endless engagement is more profitable than complete satisfaction, and the same logic spread across many industries. Streaming services constantly release new content because they fear subscriber cancellation. Phone companies release slightly improved devices every year. Fast food chains rotate limited-time items constantly. Retail brands continuously push trends and seasonal products. Businesses increasingly depend on keeping consumers psychologically active, not finished, active. And there's another major reason companies avoid full satisfaction: consumer adaptation. Humans adapt quickly to improvements. A feature that feels exciting today becomes normal very quickly. A luxury experience eventually becomes expected. Convenience loses emotional impact over time. Businesses understand this extremely well. That's why many companies constantly introduce small upgrades instead of massive permanent improvements. Because gradual improvement keeps customers engaged longer. If companies solved everything perfectly all at once, future engagement could decline. This is especially visible in technology products. Apps constantly update, streaming platforms redesign interfaces, devices receive incremental upgrades, software adds new features continuously. Part of this is innovation, but part of it is also engagement management. Businesses want consumers continuously paying attention to the ecosystem, and there's another hidden force driving this strategy: competition. Modern businesses operate in brutally competitive environments. If customers become emotionally disconnected, switching to competitors becomes easy. So companies increasingly focus on maintaining emotional stimulation around products and services. New launches, exclusive releases, limited-time offers, loyalty systems, premium memberships. These systems create ongoing anticipation and interaction, because anticipation itself can be incredibly profitable. In many industries, businesses realize customers often spend more when chasing satisfaction than when actually reaching it. Luxury brands understand this extremely well. The appeal of luxury often comes from aspiration, exclusivity, and emotional desire. If every customer felt permanently fulfilled after one purchase, long-term demand would weaken dramatically. So luxury companies continuously create new collections, evolving status symbols, and limited exclusivity. The experience remains psychologically open-ended, and fast fashion operates similarly. Trends change rapidly because constant change keeps consumers engaged. A fully satisfied consumer buys less frequently, but a consumer constantly searching for improvement remains economically valuable. Even airlines use this strategy. Loyalty programs are designed around progress systems, more miles, higher status tiers, better perks. Customers remain engaged because there's always another level to reach. The system never feels fully complete, and artificial intelligence is making this even more sophisticated. AI allows businesses to personalize engagement at massive scale. Companies can now predict when users lose interest, when customers may cancel, what types of offers increase spending, what emotional triggers increase retention. That allows businesses to carefully manage customer behavior in ways that feel increasingly personalized. In many cases, companies no longer optimize for universal satisfaction. They optimize for maximum long-term customer value, and those are not always the same thing. Because a fully satisfied customer may stop interacting frequently, but a partially satisfied, continuously engaged customer may remain economically valuable for years. That doesn't mean businesses want customers miserable, far from it. Customers still need positive experiences, products still need to work, services still need to provide value. But many modern systems are carefully balanced between satisfaction and ongoing desire. Enough satisfaction to keep you inside the system, enough incompleteness to keep you returning, and once you notice this pattern, it becomes difficult to ignore. Why apps constantly notify you, why products always seem one upgrade away from perfect, why subscriptions keep expanding, why platforms continuously redesign themselves, why companies push endless engagement systems. Because in today's economy, many businesses are no longer built around finishing customer needs completely. They're built around maintaining continuous customer relationships. And that may be the real reason businesses never want you fully satisfied. Not because unhappy customers are good for business, but because permanently fulfilled customers often stop consuming. And modern business models increasingly depend on making sure that never fully happens.